Okay, I'm going to try this again because apparently my voice wasn't picking up on the last go around. Okay, starting on page 30. Exterior, shady neighborhood, day. Amy pounds incessantly on the seedy apartment door. No answer. Shit. She takes out her cell phone, dials, ringing her from inside the apartment. No answer. She looks at the doorknob, reaches for it. It turns, unlocked. Interior, shabby apartment doorway, day. Amy pokes her head in. Mr. Stevens? Silence. Hesitantly, she enters. Hello? Gruff male off screen. Hello to you too, baby. Amy turns to see a crackhead standing across the street grinning at her. She slams the door closed, looks out the window, turns the deadbolt. Paul off screen. Told you to call me Paul. She jumps out of her skin as Paul, dripping wet, wearing only a towel around his waist, cocks his head, smiles. Paul. Okay there, Miss Amy? Amy. Holy shit, I literally just peed myself. Paul's smiles get wider. She attempts to compose herself. How do you feel? Paul. Pissed yourself? Amy. Never mind. Come here. Sit down. Amy places her hand on his bare, wet shoulder, turns him, guides him into the messy living room. She removes her hand from his shoulder, flustered, transfixed by the moisture on her fingers. Paul. Feeling better now? Amy. Good. Great. Okay, sit down. He plops down on the sofa. His towel comes free, resting across his lap. Amy tries desperately to focus on the job at hand, much to Paul's amusement. Amy. Let's take your temperature. Paul. Sounds nice. Her face reddens. She places the trigger thermometer in his ear. They are dangerously close. Amy. 99. That's just a bit high. Do you normally run a degree higher than average? Paul. Only when sitting naked as a jaybird near a pretty girl. She turns back to her bag, pulls out her stethoscope. Amy. Mr. Stevens. Paul. Miss Amy, you don't start calling me Paul. I'm going to have no choice but to tell all your nurse friends you wet yourself when you saw me in just a towel. Amy places the scope on his chest. My bladder's been weak since my daughter was born, and you and a towel had absolutely nothing to do with it. Paul. Little girl, huh? Amy. Shh. Deep breath. Like a spider that has trapped a fly, Paul watches, knows he has her flushed and nervous. Amy. Are you dizzy, short of breath? Paul. Only when, Amy. Paul, this is serious. Paul. See how easy it is to use my Christian name? Amy folds up the scope, places it back in her bag. Amy. We need to get you a different antibiotic. I'll call Dr. Walsh and let him know. She heads for the front door. Paul stands, cinches up his towel. Paul. So you're going to call me then? Amy. I'm going to call the doctor who will call your pharmacy. Paul strolls towards the front door. Amy. Your neighbor over there scared me. It wasn't you. He looks out the window. Omar? Shit, he's harmless. Thicker than a donkey's dangler, too. Amy erupts in laughter. Yeah, he's got her. Amy. Oh no. Paul. What? Amy. I peed myself again. They both break out laughing. Interior kitchen, night. Gordon, Amy, and Penny all seated around the table eating thick hamburgers and ketchup-soaked french fries. Penny. And then Mr. Blackburn told Eric if he touched the elf on the shelf again, she would lose all her magic. Amy. And no magic means no toys, right? Penny's smile fades. Gordon takes a huge bite of his thick burger. Gordon, chewing. Just for Eric, honey. Santa doesn't punish everyone for one kid's mistake. Amy, regarding the burger. Like it? Gordon, love it. Please tell me this is beef. Amy gets up with her plate, leans over, kisses Gordon on the head. Penny, pleased by this affection. Amy, yes, it's beef. Gordon, no, wait, sit down. He pulls Amy onto his lap, one bite of burger left in his hand. Gordon, I'm cleaning up tonight. Amy, really? Penny, and I'll help. Amy, well then, maybe we should have burgers every night. Amy bites the final piece of burger from Gordon's hands. Gordon, hey! She leans in, whispers. Amy, I'm so going to make that up to you later. Interior, wings and night. Duncan works the drive-through window. His shift boss, Eileen, 28, too tattooed to work anywhere else, approaches. Duncan, straws in the bag, man. Have a good one. Eileen, you're off, Hoss. Duncan, whoa, not me. Send Charlie home, or Francis. Come on, man, I can't lose the hours. Eileen, Sounds like you got a problem, man, because I'm sending somebody home and it's you. She turns to the kitchen. Eileen. Francis, you're on drive-through. Duncan, whispering. Bean flicking. Kitty punching. Exterior city street. Night. Duncan walks through the heavy snowfall, hands buried in his Pittsburgh Steeler jacket. He stops, pulls a joint from his pocket, lights up. A dark sedan pulls up beside him. Like a little boy with his hand caught in the cookie jar, Duncan puts the joint behind his back. The passenger side window rolls down. Male voice off screen. Duncan? Nervously, Duncan leans towards the window. Duncan. Yeah? The single occupant, a black male, 40s, produces a friendly grin. Black male. God damn, boy, you don't remember me? Andre, Mickey's brother. Duncan. Mickey's brother? Mickey DiCarlo? Pot smoke escapes his mouth. Black male. No, man, Mickey Miller from Homestead. Duncan. Yeah, Mickey Miller from high school. I didn't know he had a brother. Black male. You looking at him? How you been, bro? Duncan. Okay, I guess. Black male. That a wings and hat shirt under the black and yellow? Damn, son, that's all you doing? Duncan. Sorta. I got a side business. Black male. That side business selling that weed you got behind your back? Duncan. Hesitant. Skeptical. Duncan. How do I know you're not a cop, man? The driver gestures with a gloved hand, requesting the joint. Duncan passes it over. The mystery man takes the longest hit off a joint Duncan has ever seen. Black male. You selling this? Speechless by this display, Duncan nods. The driver exhales a car full of smoke. Black male. Hell yeah, get in. Interior living room night. Gordon's turn to watch television. CNN plays live footage of a hostage situation taking place in Tacoma, Washington. CNN reporter. We're being told one gunman, currently unidentified, is holding up to 20 patrons hostage in the lounge of this Ramada Inn. He pulls up the channel select grid, scrolling for something else to watch. CNN reporter. Ma'am, I understand you were exiting the bar as the assailant was entering? A female witness, 50, enters the frame wearing a long winter coat and a bit too much makeup. Female witness. Thank God, I had just paid my bill. This voice pulls Gordon from his grid surfing. He exits the menu to reveal the full screen of the newscast. His eyes squint in recognition. Female witness. And this kid, I don't know, maybe 20, he just rushes right past me. He almost knocked me over. Then I see he's got like a rifle or something. So I just kept walking, sister. Gordon. Connie? CNN reporter. What did he look like? Was he black, white? Female witness. No, he wasn't white. He was dark, but not black. CNN reporter. Did he look Middle Eastern? Female witness. I would say so. It was so fast. He had a beard. Black. Interior. Penny's room. Night. Amy lies silently next to a sleeping Penny. She looks over at her daughter, gauges her breath to ensure she's sound asleep. Satisfied, she slithers out of bed, tiptoes towards the door. The ring of a cell phone. Penny stirs. Amy races back to bed, retrieves her phone from under the covers. Amy, whispering. East Penn Home Health, this is Amy. Paul, off screen. Why you whispering, Miss Amy? Amy turns to see Penny still sound asleep. She exits the room. Interior hallway, night. Amy, whispering. I'm not. Why are you calling me? Paul. Picked up my script earlier. Was wondering about interactions. She looks over the railing to the living room. Gordon's still engrossed in the drama. She walks down the hall to her bedroom. Interior bedroom, night. Amy. Can't you just Google it? Paul. That ain't as much fun as hearing your voice. She paces nervously through the room. Amy. Paul, listen, you just can't call me 100 times a day. I have other patients. Paul. I know. And a husband, too. Amy stops dead in her tracks. Paul. Had your ring on today, but not yesterday. Why's that? Amy. What? I don't know. Paul. Look, I get it. I do. You got a daughter, and you don't want her to go through seeing mommy and daddy getting divorced. That's noble. Amy. That's not any of your, Paul, but you know, and I know, you want more out of life than getting up, going to clean wounds, change bandages, and come home to cook for that guy who likely acts like you ain't there. Am I right? Amy opens the door to the bedroom, looks down the hall, the top of Gordon's head visible on the couch in front of the blaring CNN report. CNN reporter. According to our sources, shots have been fired inside the hotel lounge. Amy, you have to stop this. Paul, okay. But just remember, if you need a friend, someone to really talk to, and not have to put up with all this falseness you've convinced yourself is living, you know where I'm at.